run by the Elpis. So take it away.
Hello, everybody, and welcome. I'll be doing Rockman Zack's Advent Grey Hard mode. I want to do some explaining about the game slightly before I start because I have to count the energy crystals in the intro stage. I have to get at least 40, or preferably 40, so I don't have to get as many energy crystals in in later stage. There's some higher damage, faster enemies, more they attack more. It's probably the hardest speed game in my repertoire, and yeah, the management's pretty critical. The difference in the characters is pretty minimal. Gray has the safer options, in the better options in terms of survival, which is why I chose him. Um, so without further ado, let's get a countdown. Oh, bro. So, it's 16. Oh, that's okay. So these are some Galleon Hunters, which are replacing the Pantheon Hunters from the Mega Man Zero series. They're the humanoid enemies. Oh man, I love the stage music. Normally the stage is filled with tutorials, but luckily on hard mode they push your confidence. Come on, drop some more energy crystals. Those are not energy crystals, and those are some Mega Man 2 enemies. There are actually a lot of throwbacks in this game to 32 to the other Mega Man series. Pretty much every Mega Man 40. Still gonna wait for. So this is one of the few Mega Man games that actually requires several counts of real mashing, which I'll be moving my hands for. And this is one of those cases. I'll be doing 3.5 jumps on the right eye and then move to the left. This is the best option for the normal and hard mode. Oh. Okay, that was an okay mash. I will have to put it down on my leg for the final boss battle, which requires at least 7 or 8 seconds of 11 presses per second mashing. So this is the Hunter's Camp, which is the base of operations. And you'll be getting the Hunter license, which is a trivial item which allows you access to the rest of the game. And here we'll have an explanation of the checkpoints in the game, which is one of the few features I actually don't like about this game, since they added extra rooms to fit in the save points as to not mess with the RNG. Which means there are just a ton of extra rooms which don't necessarily add anything. And it's like just one of these small things of the game that make it slightly less fun than its predecessor, but it's still a lot of fun. So in easy mode, the checkpoints will pop up as soon as you walk by them. They're free. On normal mode, they will cost 100 E-crystals, and in hard, they will cost 500. And you get 200 energy crystals per mission. So this is why I need at least 100 for one checkpoint, which is crucial for later gameplay. So if you look to the right, you'll see my bottom screen. This is the touch screen interface, which will allow me to do some cool stuff later on. It actually wasn't used in the. Oh. Oh man. Oh my god. Okay, that was kind of sloppy at the end, but... So this was the first boss, Deerburn, or Buckfire. He was based on Mega Man X2's Flame Stack. And he has a nice Native American motif. And now we're him. So this is a unique Mega Man game in the sense that it allows you to transform into the 8 Mavericks, so to say. They're called false roids because they're false or pseudo-roids, which is a naming scheme for this game. But in every other sense, they're very similar to the Mavericks of the Mega Man X series. The Model A I'm wearing is based on Axel from Mega Man X7, which was not the best character, but I think this game actually does it some justice. Like, it was a lot better fleshed out into these. So I was just contacted by the Sage Trinity, or the Three Wise Men, which govern this country and make the general rules about this world, which takes place, I think, 200 years after Mega Man Zero. Which was relatively more peaceful, because Zero and X series were full of war. And the sages are called Master Albert, Master Thomas, and Master Mikhail, who are named after the 3 doctors of the classic Mega Man series. Can you already guess which one of them is the bad guy? Thomas is named after Dr. Light. Mikhail is named after Dr. Kazak, and Albert is named after Dr. Wily. Can you see where this is going? If you've played some classic Mega Man, I'm pretty sure you can. I'm gonna try and do a hard jump here. Oh, I didn't get it. It's okay though. Now we can get another energy crystal just for saves. So the reason I tried a damage abuse here is because there's a full refill. It's a relatively new threat, so it's still prone to failure. So I kind of did spoil who's going to be the bad guy, didn't I? But that's okay. Like in Mega Man games, it's pretty often very obvious who the bad guy is, and that is not at all a bad thing in my mind. So this is a this boss battle can go pretty wrong pretty fast. There's a safer way to doing this with Dearburn, but it's not that much safer. So I just opt for the classic approach. So another thing about this, oh my, about this homing shot. Oh, I'm gonna have to take it a little slow. This is a bad case. Oh, just one more hit. Well, that's okay. This kind of fight can go fast, very wrong, and it's not uncommon to die here, especially the first time when you play hard mode. But you can mash it out with Dearburn, but it's flaky at best. It's not a very safe strat. It's safer, but it looks a lot less cool as well. So another cool thing was just introduced into, oh my god, into the ZX or the ZX series is that you can wall jump buffer. Oh my god, make the jump, will you? Which means that you can shoot a weapon and wall jump, and you will wall jump slightly faster. I'm kind of failing it now, but yeah. So on to the next boss, which is called Rose Spark, and this is slightly based on Wire Hetemoral or Wire Sponge. Wire Sponge? I think it's called Wire Sponge in Mega Man X2. Oh, this just immediately got a lot more scary. Oh my god. Okay, that's okay. Like this is the run with the highest death potential. Even my personal best, which is also the world record because I'm the only one running this, has 5 deaths in it. Dying on Rose Spark is uncommon, but I kind of flinched there. It drew me some surprises. Oh, wow, that was actually a really good pattern because if he gets below 50% HP or life energy, he can do a strike a pose and get charged with lightning, very similar to Wire Sponge, and he will not take any damage. Plus, he will recover 8 health, so 1/8 of his life bar. So now we've gotten Rose Spark's transformation ability though, which isn't particularly super useful on its own, but it does have some niche features. I'm gonna show this to you now. And by pressing B and Y at the same time, or very slowly after each other, I could move slightly faster across those cables. And this is speed strat shown to me by Ikisoat, because I wasn't quite smart enough to figure that one out by myself. Mega Man ZX Dream Team, or Mega Man's X Dream Team, has been really helpful working out a lot of these strats. So now, normally, we would warp to the Chronophos area, but because this is hard mode, couldn't unlock that checkpoint prior. So we're gonna do that now. So there's a slightly more backtracking or movement than on normal, and especially on easy. Okay, so the 500 energy crystals were for this thing, because a lot of the later stages will be centered around it. This is a very convenient checkpoint to have. Okay, so another cool thing about Deerburn is that he has an ability that I call liquid coating, and it basically comes down to that he isn't slowed down by being underwater. The only other forms with this ability is the Mega Man of Ice, Model L, which is based as per Leviathan of the Mega Man Zero series. And I think Chrono Force, of course, which is the boss of this stage. And there might be others, but those are the... Okay, so I can actually... Oh, maybe not. There's a way to two-cycle this boss, but it's very precise, so let's see if we can get it. Yeah, got it. Okay, nice. That's like he was already heading down. If I had missed one shot, I would have not gotten 2 cycles. So that's very nice. Kind of makes up for dying at Rosepark. There I shot a fire arrow on the wall to cancel the wall jumping animation, which saves about, I don't know, maybe a quarter of a second. I haven't done any actual real measurements on this game, so a lot of things are based on intuition. So this is a puzzle part of the game. It's not very puzzly, but still, it's just you have to beat these 5 switches to open a door. And this whole section is just made for Deerburn, using his wide angle kick to crush the ice blocks. Oh my god. Oh. And if you shoot fire arrows at the right angle, you can set up the next jump perfectly. It's very well planned out, even though it's not the nice. Yeah, I like that. Okay, so that was a pretty good ice crush section. And those switches need 4 hits. So, oh, why am I charging here? That's why. I'm gonna do this a little bit safe just to ensure I have max health on the boss, which probably won't go wrong, but then again I did just die on Rosepark, which is very uncommon. I'll also be making 1 or 2 security saves for that exact purpose, because if I game over I will lose all the progress. There's no restart last mission. So this is Chrono Force. He's based on Crystal Snail from Mega Man X2, meaning he has a time-altering move, and he's doing that right now. And instead of making you slower like in Mega Man X2, he actually goes faster, so the fight isn't such a drag. Oh my god, how do I even dodge? So the RNG of I missed this shot. Oh my god. Oh my god, this is such a mess. Okay, it's okay, it's gonna be okay. No worries, no worries. I'll talk about the boss RNG in a bit. It's okay. Oh my god, he's gonna do it again. So that's how you're actually supposed to dodge the attack. It's not very hard at all. It's just that I'm a scrub. No, it's just... Okay, let me just kill this boss. Okay. So another cool thing is this game has an extra animation if you kill the enemies with a charged buster shot, which blows a hole through enemies. It's really cool, but it also delays the items they drop. Like on enemies, they drop they drop items, and it's actually delayed. And that's kind of a downside. Like in the first ZX game and the Zero games, you could just buster the enemies and they will drop items instantaneously, which is better if you just need something. Oh, so the boss RNG, that's what I want to talk about. So this game has a really funny quirk, and it's that the boss RNG is reset the moment you skip a cutscene. So this basically means that every boss battle starts out the exact same. So it matters what you do. It matters what you do, what defines how the boss battle is gonna go. So this allows for a lot of control. And here's another obligatory switch puzzle. It's very straightforward. Let's see if we can get the quick shot. Oh, I say it. Oh my Jesus! Let's do this. First try every time. So that's still faster than Chrono Force heading all that way and actually facing the switch, because you have to lower Chrono Force all the way down and head back. It would be ideally faster if you got it in one try, but yeah, you get the picture. So this is the oil fields, which I am to believe is the area where was once the launch octopus stage from Mega Man X1. And I'm led to believe this by a side quest where you can fight one of the mid-bosses in the sand, one of the Ouroboros, which is used to be an enemy name in or a mid-boss in the Mega Man X game, and is a very significant name of something that we'll discuss later in this game. Oh my Jesus. I actually need a good bit of health for this, so please drop some health. Okay, that's okay. We're just gonna work around it. Drop health, please. Thank you. Okay, so I'm gonna be slightly more safe. Okay, yeah, that's safe enough. So now we'll face the first boss of the first Mega Man X game as a mid-boss, with a slightly different color and a slightly different pattern and name. But it's clearly his older brother or younger. So, okay, he's not going down, then I'm gonna mesh. Oh my Jesus. So there's a chance he'll go down, so that's why it's kind of dangerous to change into Rose Spark. But it's still worth it, because you don't have to jump and mash at his face. So the reason I'm changing into Deerbun just here is because otherwise you have to activate this elevator. And oh my God, nobody saw that, right? Cool. Okay, recharge a bit. And this is also a very common theme in Mega Man integrates Mega Man games. You need to rescue a couple of guys. Luckily, it's not too big of a deal here. It's just a couple of rooms you need to enter. And I think they did the same thing in 0, 1, and 4. So it's a recurring theme. Integrates has a bunch of themes they really like to reuse. And I'm not really opposed to it, you know, it's not a real chore in this game. So this puzzle, actually, the first time I played it, I had no idea what to do, and it's so stupid. Like, this is literally everything you have to do, and I had no idea. Like, I was stuck here for a good half hour. Okay, so let's save the last guy, and we'll fight the very first Rockman. The Rockman of Flame, who is a girl named Atlas. Which is the name of the Greek god who carries the whole world on his shoulder, which is a man. And this is a woman. So, Japanese people, I don't understand your naming logic, but I like it. And when I defeat this boss, I will also unlock a cipher, which I'll talk about after I beat the boss. Oh my God, almost done because I didn't get one. Oh my God. Will you cooperate? One more hit? Oh my God, that was close, yes. Okay, so the cutscene I'm skipping right now actually unlocks a part of knowledge within Model A that tells about the plan to become the Rockman King, which is basically to become the creator or ruler of a new world. So basically to become God. And I'll touch later on this. Or basically, well, this next part is going to be pretty easy, so I can probably talk about it right now. So this game is based around a concept called the Game of Destiny, which is basically all the Rockmen duking it out to see who stands on top of the pile of dead Rockmen and become the ruler of said new world. And this is all, of course, the plan made by Dr. Wily, or I mean Dr. Albert, Master Albert. Well, we'll get there. And it's a pretty brutal plan, and of course, like if you the first Mega Man X game also features a couple of Rockman, and to be able to use a live metal, which is the kind of the Power Rangers morphing tool, except that it has a soul of a Mega Man X or Mega Man Zero series character in it, is that you have to have a DNA marker with Albert's actual DNA. So, in this future timeline, which takes place about 200 years after Mega Man Zero, the bonds between Reploids and humans have even further increased or improved. So Reploids now have human lifespans and humans have mechanical body parts. So Reploids are only identified by a triangle on their forehead, whereas humans do not have a triangle. That's basically it. They both still have to pass through a certain checkpoint, which, if I remember correctly, is the actual point where the humans get the machine parts and the Reploids get the human parts, so to speak. And this is where Albert inserted his DNA, giggity, into several of the protagonists and antagonists of this series. And the only ones that are actually in the loop are the ones that were brainwashed, or tried to be brainwashed. And these are characterized by their red eyes, whereas Gray and the other main characters have green eyes. This is very similar to Techno Man, which is a old school anime, but it applies the same context. So red eyes evil, green eyes good. It's very basic, but it works. So this is the Legion headquarters, or Legion's headquarters, which is basically the operating base of the Three Wise Men. And so let's go visit their chambers. Oh, what is that? It is the Model P Mega Man, the Mega Man of Darkness, which is based off Phantom from the Mega Man Zero series. And I just botched it. Oh my god, come on. Okay, this is going a little better. Also good. Okay, that was kind of close, and it shouldn't have been. Talking and playing at the same time, it's kind of hard. I should probably focus at some points. So I'm gonna try for a kind of difficult jump here. Okay, no worries. So,
The Opus, which you have time for a donation.
Sure thing, this is going to be a straightforward piece. Go ahead.
Alright, we have a donation of €26.33 from Cruel. With the BSGBs having mostly passed and us getting back on track, I figured I'd throw in another donation. Shoutouts to everyone from staff who helped us keeping this running. Let's make the closing day as amazing as always. The money goes to the last file name being Lava Boost. So thank you, Cruel.
This Miss Boss was a Mega Man X reference, which everyone who's ever seen the intro stage knows. The bees, which are now flies. And I think that's kind of like this. The Mega Man X games have a lot of biblical references. So the first final boss, or the final boss of the first X game, is called Serpent, as in the serpent that seduced Adam and Eve. Two of the villains are named Prometheus and Pandora, which are basically the Adam and Eve of Greek mythology. Albert is basically... Oh wait, what am I doing? I'm showing you the Armored Armadillo reference in this stage, which was definitely not intentional, but I was talking, so let's just go with it. Like, this stage is basically half an auto-scroller, but it's okay. So now we get to the actual throne room, or sorta, of the Sage Trinity. And Master Albert reveals his plans in an epic cutscene, which we skip right here. And I will be making a security save right here, because one of the harder parts of the game is coming up. And Master Albert reveals that it's time for the world to be reset, and it's up to him to do it. And this is all his plan. And the other two masters are baffled and surprised. Oh wait, save same. It doesn't cost a lot of time. So up next is the next 4 stages. This game is very much like Mega Man Zero in the sense that it has a more gradual stage approach than Zax, which was much more open and free. Which I liked a lot more, but we'll work with it. Okay, so this stage is really, really high damage, so I kind of need to focus here. See, like, look at this. Like, they were really... Oh my god. Please go away. Like, this is one of the scariest stages. Oh! Like I said. Okay. I'm gonna do this again. Oh my god. Oh, okay, cool. Still no health? I'm gonna... Okay, see, that's good enough. Like, I need at least a little sliver of health. Thank you. Because as you saw, the damage racks up real quick. So this first segment, while I haven't died there in a while, I'm also quite scared to go through. Because it's just really, really hard to get through. I haven't found an ideal solution for that room yet. So this is also one of the reasons why I edited the Buster while Captain was doing the donation. Oh, I didn't get the ones. Oh my god. Plane, please. See, oh, I was one bullet away. Thank you, Plane. This is one of the reasons why I added the Buster, because in several occasions it's very beneficial to be able to shoot at a really weird angle, or in an S shape or something like that. And it's gonna be useful on this. 2 of the boss fights, which is the same boss fight, and 1 more mid-boss. And now, coming up is one of the harder mid-bosses. I'm gonna have to focus in a bit. I do have an ideal strategy for it, but we'll see. It's okay. No health? No health. Okay, let's just roll. So what I really like about this game is that the Flame Rockman, which is based on Fafnir, is super useful here. I'm gonna try some more meshing. Oh my god. Ooh! That was some fine meshing right there. So if I took any damage there, that fight could have gone wrong real bad, or real fast, I mean. Okay, so up next is the Ice Mega Man, or the Ice Rockman, Thetis, which is named after one of Poseidon's wives of Greek mythology. But this guy is a guy. So, and he fires the Ice Dragon that Leviathan used in the Mega Man Zero series, which I will be running later today, so you'll be able to see those moves yet again. So it's same moves twice from... Oh! Not today, guy. Okay, just one more hit, and it's gone. So I'm gonna do a not super necessary transformation here, but I think it's about the same as not transforming, or same speed as not transforming, but I just like doing it. Like, if you use Model A, you have to fall down in the water a little bit, and your general movement's a little slower, but you don't have to transform. So it kind of cancels each other out. Okay, so this is another stage which has some death potential, and especially the boss is one I'm prone to dying on. Like, my newer strategy should work if I don't take too much damage in the stage. So let's go for that. Oh my god. Yes. No damage in the stage at all. Oh, oh my god. Nope. I really like this stage as they're gravity runes, I think they're called, and they basically hurl part of the intro stage from Mega Man's X1 into the sky, and it looks really cool. What am I doing? Okay, cool. Picked up an extra life there, because it's nice to have insurance. Gonna go off screen here. Nice. So the wind's actually pushing you forward so hard you can go off screen, and it also happens in Mega Man 01, so it's pretty cool. And here we have some non-RNG wind, which is always pushing you back. It's kind of a bummer. No health? Please, guys. A little will go a long way. Thank you. Okay, we're approaching the... Oh, okay, we're apparently going up now. So this is Helios, which is the Model H Rockman, modeled after Haripua, one of the big four sages of Mega Man Zero. And he is pretty cool, so let's do this. And I'm gonna be super cheap and use time slow on him, because why not cheap him out. So there's only a triple... Oh, hit the balls please, thank you. Oh, we were fine. See, this strategy is kind of cheap, but it guarantees survival, which is the most important thing in... So there was literally nothing to worry about on Helios. Which is named after... He's named after the god of the sun in Greek mythology. Or Roman mythology, it's one of the two. Okay, actually, gonna make another save because I almost game overed in this stage on practice. And let's see how we're doing in time. Oh yeah, we're doing fine. Okay, cool. I really like this track. So another cool thing about this series is that they kept the same composers throughout the entire series, so it is a very consistent feel. And this is actually composed by my favorite composer, Masaki Suzuki. And he also made the battle theme for Elpis, the actual boss in Rockman 02. Elpis being named after the Greek god of hope from Greek mythology, of course. So this stage focuses primarily on using Model P and Model H, or at least I'll be using a lot of them. And there's one super tight jump that's going to be nerve-wracking. So let's get through this. So I'm going to do some safe strats here because I need to take damage 3 times, and 4 times means death. So, oh, I'll just die straight away because that was already a mess. It's faster to take a death here than wait for it. Oh my god. Oh, actually I have a better idea. Let's just do this. It's a lot slower, but let's just survive this. I don't want to take another death because I'm gonna need my lives on the boss. So I apologize for the safety stress, but I think you guys can understand that in a marathon you kind of want to go for survival as opposed to, oh my god, will you please leave me alone. So this was probably a little more safe than... could have switched back to Model P a little earlier, since I kind of need to use him here anyways. Okay. So this strat was thought of by Ikisoa, so shout out to him, because this is a really cool strat. You can get through this with no damage. Okay, the tight jump. Let's do this. Phew! That is super tight. If you are only I think it's 10 or 12 frames too slow, you die. And there's nothing else you can do. You could change the Chrono Force and slow time, but that would be a real cop-out. Like, especially since the alternative is at least 14 seconds faster. So I'm gonna be doing some more cool strats here. Also, I think they're by Ikisoa. I'm not completely sure, but I think I saw them in his run, and I was just super hyped. And these are usable only in gray percent or in gray, because his tornadoes are diagonal and the ashes are vertical. So one of the main differences between Ash and Gray is the charge attacks of the Mega Man forms, or the Rockman forms. And Gray obviously getting the better... oh, thank you. The better part of the deal in the attacks, or at least in various modes. I currently have the world records for every category in both ZX and ZX Advent. And my Ash records are consistently slower than my Gray records. despite even dying less on hard mode than with Gray. Like, I have 3 deaths in my Ash personal best and 5 in my Gray, and I still am 2 or 3 minutes faster. It's absurd. So this is one of the hardest bosses to do with just Model A, but it's still a lot faster, so I'm still gonna try it. But these zombies, or these scrap zombies, are the biggest problem. I'm again locking on to these parts, so I can do an additional point of damage per lock on. And we're done. Nice. Whew. Whew. Like, I used to switch to Counter-Rock and then combo him with Helios, which is still a pretty good strategy because it's far more consistent than safe, but it's also a lot less cool and a lot less fast. And since I already am doing some less than fastest strats, I do want to show you guys as much of the potential coolness this game has to offer, because I think it was in 2016 or 17 that a speedrunner did the easy mode on GDQ, and it got a lot of backlash because it was easy mode. But so I kind of want to show you guys that this game still has, like, this is worth running, and like, I would love to see more players work this game, because like, I can only discover so much by myself, and people, like, even less people play this game than the first Mega Man ZX because of reasons. So this is called the Shaft, and I call it the Shaft because it's the hardest vertical part in any Mega Man game to do fast. Well, maybe in Mega Man X something is more. Oh. So this is the easier part. But here comes a okay, I didn't get hit. That's what I'm aiming for. Okay, I'm erring a little on the safe side, but oh my god, just hit the door, you. Should be safe. I should be safe. It should be fine. Let's just roll. Oh my god, it's not gonna be fine. It's not gonna be fine. It's not gonna be fine. Give me help, please. Nope. I'm just gonna wait for a bit. Oh, I'll never get to see what that drop was. And I don't have the... Okay, now we kind of have a problem. I don't know what to do now. So I'm just gonna improvise. This is a really uncommon scenario. I normally have some... Normally I would use a charged heat wave downward, and it would take care of the first 2 cannons if I place it properly. But I used too much charge attack in the first part, and that's why I ran out of live metal energy, or weapon energy, because it's basically weapon energy. You call it by another name, but it's still the same animal. Same as the easy and hard modes are called beginner and mania, but they're easy and hard. I'm kind of taking a little safety recoil there. Oh. Exactly for this reason. It's okay, so changing back now. So I'm not using the arrows here because it's actually faster to do this in one go if I do it correctly. Yeah, I got it. So this is, if you don't get hit, like, the only thing that can go wrong there is that you get hit by a missile near the end and it's completely messes you up. If you do it right, this is the fastest way to traverse that vertical. Will you please be a nice guy and not hit me? And I'm trying to speak. Thank you. That is much appreciated. So this is the final stage of the first Zax game, which is completely trashed by the explosion left in the wake of defeating the Rockman Model V Serpent. Rockman Model V being, wait, boss first. So this boss fight has an extremely tedious, long waiting attack, which it just consumes time. It's not even hard to dodge. So I found out this strategy. This should be about fine, which guarantees that it costs a little less. So, if she goes below a certain point in health, she will go up into the sky where I can't hit her with her container. And she will do an attack that will waste about 40 seconds. And I'm not even joking, because this attack takes twice as, no, 1.5 times as long as on normal, and 3 times as long as on easy mode. Not that you'll ever get to see it on easy mode, but that was basically, they thought it was a good idea to waste the player's time. And this is pretty similar to Chronophos. These are not really boss ideas I really like, because they're not, like, if it has some technical part that you really have to put in some effort to dodge, then I can appreciate it, but it's just going to be a waste of time, then it just makes me kind of sad. But not sad enough to not play it, though. It's just like, whenever I complain about stuff like that, it's just really minor grievances. The rest of this game is really, really great. Yeah, okay. So now we're heading to the quarry. I've actually been, like, you might have seen some Model V fragments in the background. They were the big white hunks of metal floating at some of the boss rooms. Like at Helios's battle. I probably should have mentioned it at that point, but I didn't. But basically the evil Mega Man are collecting them as per Master Albert's orders. They don't know why, but they're the ultimate tool of becoming God. And Model V is actually a crashed space station or space cannon from Mega Man Zero called Ragnarok, imbued with the soul of Dr. Vile, which was the final antagonist of the Zero series. And his evil is so permeant, or so evil, that it even went, like, it stayed dormant in the metal, like, for 200 years. It kind of sounds kind of wonky, but like, it's kind of similar to the Maverick virus in a certain sense from the X series. So you might not see what's going on, but I actually know what's going on. So this stage isn't as hard as it might look. It's just, I'm just gonna take it a little safer than I might. Using Helios to get rid of those fires. And now we get to fight the protagonist of the previous Mega Man game, Mega Man Model Zax, which is Ale in Gray's story and Vant in Ash's story. So, and this is one of the large Model V fragments I was talking about just now. Ale, please cooperate. Be a nice girl today. Like, she uses some strategies, and she actually has a charged saber attack, which she can use pretty well. Like, she actually killed me with quite a bunch of times. The charge attack is the... Oh my god. Okay. It's still fine. Still fine. It's okay. I can never be mad at Ale for killing me, because, like, I really deserve this death. Like, the other deaths I might have not have deserved. I might have deserved them, but this death I definitely deserved. I literally dashed into her saber. That's some quality strategy right there. If that wasn't RNG manipulation, I don't know what is. Oh, that was a miss. Lost. Oh, please don't. One more hit? Ah, yeah. So there are a lot of Model Vs in the background, as you can see here. I really like the parallax storm effect. So what could all these Model Vs be leading to? We're gonna try and get some extra HP. Okay, got it. Nice. That's very convenient. Now we get another mid-boss. A lot of the material from the first Zax game is recycled. And this is one of the... It's called Impact Crush, or Crush Impact, I think. But it actually has a damage barrier, so I gotta actually use combo attacks on it. And the way combo works is that it's basically... Attacks have different tiers, and certain attacks overlap other attacks. So... it's kind of difficult to explain the whole combo system. It's basically shot, jump slash, walk slash, triple slash. Charge slash being of the same level of as the third jump slash. So Ideally, what you would want to do is shoot a charge shot, do a jump slash into rolling slash, which is a thing, but it's pretty hard to do. And then finish with a triple walking slash and then a triple combo if the boss is grounded. If the boss is not grounded, you have to find alternatives like this, which is mashing the frick out. Intense mashing. Oh. I probably shouldn't have had to dodge that, but let's just. Okay. So more dialogue, which you don't have to see. And now we are down to the last set of Falseroids. So far, I died 3 times, right? Or did I die 4 times? I don't even remember. 4? Thanks. Okay, so it's still fine. Wait, what am I doing? Okay, right. Like my average death count in this game is about 7. And I was working towards getting it deathless. That's still my dream goal. Like it's still, I'm gonna, like eventually when I come back to this series and play it, oh, wrong. I'm gonna aim for a deathless run because I think that will be, I think this category deserves it. Okay. So here I'm gonna have to delay the transformation to Zex a little bit because otherwise I'll mess up the RNG. So we'll wait for the jump and then press the touchscreen. That's it. Look at that absolute murder. Oh my god. Oh my god. That was not a scripted fight. Normally they do the jump thing a couple of times and it's pretty free. This, like I narrowly escaped with my life there. That's how easy it is to die. So the fastest way is to damage abuse, but it's not a very free thing to do. Luckily there will be some refill options and there will be an extra life in the next part. Whew. But that sure got my heart pumping. That's what I really like about this this category. Like the normal mode of this game is kind of boring. Like the easy mode is fun because it's really fast compared to the other categories. So despite it being easy, which is somehow a turn-off for other people, I really never understood this. No health? No fishy, not today. And the hard mode, because it has the health, weapon, and crystal management, is actually a little more fun than the normal mode. I'm just gonna... Yeah, thank you. That's exactly what I needed. Okay. Those fights are instant death, like always, so... Yeah, I should have enough health for the next mid-boss, which is a clear reference to Woodman from Mega Man 2. Which I really like. So, being a Mega Man fan up till around 2007 was a really good thing. Like, and now with Mega Man 11 coming, like, it might actually see a revival, so I'm pretty hyped for that. Like, I believe there's no such thing as enough Mega Man, so... Trans on! Yes, and he did the thing. So I'm doing Chronophos here to guarantee my survival. And of course we're gonna switch to Atlas. And... Oh. What? Sorry. I kind of unplugged the volume plug, but like that boss would have 2 KO'd me. So to prevent that, I Chronoforced to guarantee a super fast... for the safest fast kill option. So the idea behind a lot of my strats is to get through fast, but also get through consistently, because this is a very punishing... Oh, and this is also the only other checkpoint I activate, because the next stage is right next door. There's only really 2 checkpoints, so the only energy crystal management that's in this game is at the start. And I got pretty good energy crystals, so... and it's not hard to get energy crystals, and since the management happens in the very first stage, it's very easy to reset in a non-marathon setting if you want. So this is this continues from where the intro stage was cut off, like by the boss of the intro stage you fall down, and otherwise you would have continued here and it would have broken the storyline completely because you would have figured out like the come on. Oh my god, and I still got hit. Weak. Okay, let's do this. So I actually need my health here, so I'm gonna. So here you found the maintenance capsules for Prometheus and Pandora. They are on a time span, so they have to revisit those capsules and basically sleep in them for a. Oh my Jesus. Oh my. Oh, we're still good. We're still good. And what am I doing? Okay. Oh, definitely intended manip there. So small. Can you call that a puzzle? I don't know if you can. Okay. So we fixed the batteries, got some health. We're actually in good shape for the next boss. I'm gonna try. I'm going for a slightly safer option. I think. Should I do Zex? I'm gonna do Zex anyways. Just. See, it was fine. Leviathans or Model L Rockman would have been a lot safer. But as you can see, I played it relatively safe. I could have taken another damage abuse, but lately I've been messing up this fight so much that I erred on the side of caution. We're at 15 minutes, okay. So here we find another capsule of a mysterious Dr. Albert numbers 30. I mean 000. The Japanese dialogue actually says 30 and not 000, but it's 3 zeros. And Prometheus and Pandora are named model Dr. Albert numbers 001 and 002. So Dr. Albert's basically their daddy. And I'll just throw this in here anyway, since I won't be able to do this later. Gray is actually Dr. Albert number 003, and is together with the Live Metal Model A. He was intended to be the backup plan. If Albert would somehow be overthrown, Gray was to take his place and become the king of the new world, the Rockman King. But obviously, his I kind of like it. Like, he planned so much that his plans started to backfire on him. It kind of has some kind of poetic or ironic justice or something like that. I don't know. And in the other plot line, of course, Ash is a bona fide human being, which means she doesn't have a DNA marker placed on her by Dr. Albert, so she just encountered it by chance. So the storyline is very, very differently in this regard. Ooh, nice dodge. I was for sure I was going to hit there. Okay. So you either plan too much, or not, or there something appears that you cannot plan for, and I think that's kind of nice. Like, it doesn't matter how much you plan. Like, I think there's a saying in English: "The best laid plans put to rest," or something like that. I think it's that. I'm not sure. So another cool thing about the Zex series is you can slash large capsules for energy and weapon and crystal and life energy, and they'll divide into smaller pieces, usually with a health drop inside of them. I think that's pretty cool. So this is Albert's secret laboratory, which was hidden in the sewer, because as we all know, Dr. Wily and his versions all have a sewer-related stage. Like, I mean, I was just recently looking at the classic Mega Man games, and if you look at Mega Man 2 and 3, and I think the other Mega Mans as well, there's always a sewage stage in the games. And I find it kind of funny. Okay, this is doing well. Don't need all my health for this boss because it's one of the easier bosses, but still it's nothing major would have happened there. It would have just fallen to my death, but it's okay. So this is Bifrost, which is based on Wheel Gator from Mega Man X2. And it is named after the Rainbow Bridge in Norse mythology. And of course, Models X is going to save the day. With her, oh, well, not today though. Oh, let's not get wrecked though. Never a problem. Like this was the worst case scenario, and it still turned out completely fine. And this is if you finish him off with the Buster, you actually shoot out the parts where his genitals would be if a robot would have genitals. So that's I thought that was pretty hilarious. Didn't get to show that, but there's always the rematch in the final stage, because as we all know, if the final stage doesn't have boss rematches, is it really the final stage? Except like Mega Man X1, I guess, and Mega Man 1? Oh no, Mega Man 1 actually has a refight, so never mind. I think Mega Man 1 and X1 are also the only games that have gradual boss refights throughout the final stages. Oh, yeah, let's just save anyway. We're here now. It's good. Okay, I think that's pretty okay pace. We have 2 more stages to go. And these are also, well, this next stage is truly, it's just ridden with death potential. So I might talk a little less and just try to not get killed. So this stage is the undersea volcano, because like unlike the sewer base, this was actually well hidden. It's actually hidden in an undersea volcano, which I think is pretty cool. I don't know if any other popular movie or pop culture thing has done that. If so, please tell me about it, because I would love to see that in an anime form or a comic form, because I really like this idea. I also really like the layers in the background. I don't much like the debris coming down, but oh, we're in no hurry, right? Like this is oh my god, this is a let's play, right? I can take my time. It's gonna be fine. So you can actually see the ash clouds or the ash dust in the back layers moving, and I think that's pretty cool. I really love the attention to detail Integrates puts into their games in background, music, and voice acting, which, by the way, this game is fully voice acted. So unlike any other game on DS, I think, this game actually has a fully dialogued main storyline for both titles in the series, but only in a Japanese version, at least for the first title. And Zack's Advent was actually translated and dubbed in English, but it's about as good as the Mega Man X7 Dutch dub, and it is notoriously bad. So you could watch it for comedic purposes, but like it's not a serious tent, or at least I can't view it as one, because it's just burn to the ground, burn, woo, burn to the ground. It's basically that all over the place. Like it's and I'm gonna pick up that sweet extra life here just in case. I don't think it's gonna be a problem, but you never know. So a lot of spikes here. One other cool thing about the easy mode of this game is that you can actually not get killed by spikes, you just take 4 damage. So on easy mode this stage is not a problem at all. Okay, Master Albert gets knocked off, killed by Prometheus and Pandora, which I then have to fight. So this is basically a battle between siblings, so I'm gonna focus here. This can go wrong real fast. Okay, I'm gonna apply the same thing. I early Chrono Force here so I can charge my Leviathan attack a little earlier. Okay, that was maybe a little too soon, but it's gonna be fine, I think. Yeah, okay, it's gonna be fine. We're gonna do great. Never a problem with Models X and Chrono Force. Okay. Game mission? Yes, sir. Okay, yeah, I just had to throw in that search ring reference right there. So that was a potentially one of the worst battles, but with that strategy, it's fairly consistently easy to do. Which is again, so I could have headed back to the save point and gotten some extra health, but let's just go I have a pretty good feeling about this now. Like, that battle went pretty well. Okay. So this is a very cool stage. Like, everything in the background and foreground is moving, and like all these lines are lighting up, and it's just a complete feast for the eyes. Like, if you oh, nice, and a refill. See, I was feeling good about this, and it turned out a-okay. And now Master Albert would reveal to us that he has trance on too, but his trance on is even more transier on, because he actually has all these souls, and I'm not even joking, of everything that has been absorbed by Model W, or Model V, like it's called Model W in the American version. Model V actually lives on inside him. So to become God, he basically, you know, has all these souls inside him, which I think is a really cool thing. So he wants to become everything, and everything shall be him. It's very cool. I like bosses that have this kind of grandiose illusions. Also, oh, so this is the that was the HP restore charge attack he didn't get to show off earlier, and there's I don't know if this is a fun fact, but it's surely a weird fact. So if you fight this boss as Gray, he will speak to you in an affectionate manner because you're a boy, and if you're playing as Ash, he will talk to you in a in a distant manner. So I always thought that was pretty cool. Like they really flesh out the personalities of the boss, and they truly try to create some diversity in it, and I really appreciate that. Okay, that wasn't a very good start. It should be fine. Didn't get the fast kill. Close enough. You can actually see Dr. Albert's logo, which is a upside down and a V flipped around, which is pretty cool. And it also looks like, I think it's called a hexagram or the Star of David. So like, look at these angel motifs and this background. It's very churchy, very Christian-y or something like that. Like it picked out the best parts. And it feels like a critique on certain aspects of religion, which I also really like, because as we all know, religion does have its good things. It definitely has its good things, and let's not forget about those. There have also been some pretty dark times in humanity's past, and I think like in every power structure, there's some corruption, and I think this stage is. Showcases very, very nicely the contrast between the beautiful aspects of religion and the darker aspects, or the corrupted aspects. This is, of course, just my personal interpretation. It might be completely wrong. It's just, I like it, you know. And it might also be like since what do you call it? AI is advancing. It might also be like a possible future where humans and robots actually like that would be pretty cool. Like, I wouldn't mind becoming a Reploid or a half of some. Like, I don't think it will happen in my lifetime, but I feel like it would be pretty cool. So here we have Chrono Force again. We're using ZX for most of the boss fight because it's just so darn fast. I'm gonna wait here so he can maybe. Oh my god! I completely wasted that opportunity. That's okay though. So now he can do his favorite attack again. Like, Chrono Force just loves going into the background. And basically saying, run, run, but I'm actually standing still, so we're good. And he's gone. Split in half. I love the little detail. You can actually see part of the internal design of the boss, and it's the same for every enemy. You can cut any enemy in half and you'll see their internal mechanics, and I think that's super cool. Like, it really adds. So here's the corrupted part. Very much looks like pulsating, I don't know, pus bulbs or something like that. It looks very disturbing. Let's just give it at that. So onto the second set of Robot Masters, or Mavericks. And this fight is going to be Pretty similar to the last one, I think. Yeah. Oh my god. Okay, that was a very nice combo because I was able to do it in the iframe still. The invincibility frames. And now, okay, I'm gonna have to do the Shishirois again. Hopefully they will do the 2 jump. I won't have to die 15 times. Come on, guys. And cool thing, you won't be actually, or maybe you saw it in the previous boss battle. If you pay close attention, they actually did Gemini Man's pattern from Mega Man 3, because that was one of the bosses who also had 2 shapes or 2 forms at the same time on screen. I think that's pretty cool. So it's just riddled with. Shit! I got hit again. Okay, this is what I want you to do. Thank you. Oh, there was one. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hi. See, look at that chunk I just blew out of him. It was like half his torso. Lovely. Very nice explosions. These are very similar to the Mega Man Zero explosions, where these X explosions part 1 are very more similar to those of Mega Man X4. Also, like, I haven't said this before, but if you look at the warning, the W of the warning is shaped like the Dr. Wily logo from the classic Mega Man games, which is another really cool small detail. It has the same shape. And this warning is a lot cooler than the ones you will be seeing in Mega Man Zeros, which are so basic I can't even. Oh. Close your mouth. And there goes the crotch. See? Like, it's gone. Like, any chance of having kids is over for him. Poor Bifrost. I sympathize with him and his genitals. Okay. So the final robot to refight will be the Wasp, which will be pretty much the same fight you saw last time. So nothing too thrilling there. Not a lot of... And then we're on to the final stage with, I think, one of the top Mega Man X runners. I don't know his name, but he actually tried to speedrun or just blind run this game, and he actually gave up on the last part of the stage because it was too hard, which I think was pretty hilarious because Mega Man X is a pretty hard game, and like, yeah, you know. Come on, I actually need you to hit her. Okay, that's good enough. We can make this work, guys. Is this enough? It will. We'll find out soon enough. Yeah, please be enough. Huh. It's okay. So even if you don't do that strut ideally, you see there's still a little wiggle room. And it's like I said, it's 20 to 40 seconds better than the alternative. Look at that bulb form of this boss. What were they thinking? Sometimes I really wonder what they're on, but I like it. So this part of the stage is also very spike heavy. And these blocks are very similar to Mega Man Battle Network 3 blocks in the sense that they regenerate. And oh, that was a very, very well planned out health refill. Luckily we have one here. And I'm just gonna grab this extra life here because why not? I mean, gonna wait. It's gonna be slow, guys. I apologize, but let's just... We're so close to the end now. Okay, so now you're confronted by the remaining 4 Mega Man, and Model X swoops in to save the day. Okay, time to face Godbird. And this is going to require some meshing, so I'm going to focus. I'm not looking at the screen, I'm not looking at the screen, please make it. Whew. Holy Jesus. Like, it's such a strenuous thing to mash at least 10 mesh seconds. So now we face off God Albert. He has such a cool cutscene where he says, "I don't think I'm God, I am God." But I'm not allowed to show that because this isn't cutscene percent. Oh. No, the worst possibility. Oh my god, I lucked out there so much, you don't even want to know. Like, that hit could have instant killed me. Oh my god. Oh, okay. And he's doing the stall attack. Unme no Hikaida. I think that means Light of Destiny or something like that. And we have... Oh, almost. Oh, crap. And we have... time. Oh. Thanks. Actually... The time should have been when I hit the door, but like this, let's just like so add. Okay, nice. That's still. So this game is actually run on game time, and so we're gonna see what the actual game time was. I think it's gonna be pretty. Oh, that's actually 2 minutes away from my personal best. So that's with 4 deaths, so it's above average. Yeah. Wow, that was a pretty good run. I'm actually pretty content with that. I was kind of worried that I wouldn't be able to do pretty good because of the lack of sleep. Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed it. I tried to keep the gameplay as exciting as I possibly could, you know, aside from a few safety strats. Yeah, I want to thank my best friend, my younger brother, my mother, my family, my friends, like everybody who's been watching, supporting me. Like, I've been doing this for a long time, and I've been recently growing, like getting some more support, and I really appreciate everything. I really hope you enjoyed this. I hope you enjoy the rest of the streams, and I hope to see you guys like when I play Mega Man Zero. And yeah, see you guys next time.
All right.